Yay Networks.
To be honest, is the pod going up? To be honest, sit down, we need to have a talk. Cornelius gon' make a point that the others don't. The mother souls sound the same, come escape the box. Expand your mind, dig into no controversial topics. He ain't scared to keep it real. Tune into this podcast, but don't be in your feelings. We gon' have a laugh, we gon' talk about some pain. Let's talk about the present situation of today. To be honest, is this the podcast? I need to tune in right now.
Yo, everybody, it's your boy Cornelius, Lindsey. Welcome to another episode of To Be Honest. And again, y'all, I don't have video. Let me tell you why. So my wife and I and my whole family, we did a thing. We moved to Los Angeles. I mean, you can say we like bi-coastal. You can say we bi-coastal, but, I think we must spend more of our time here in Los Angeles on the West Coast. So we have a lot of our stuff that is still being shipped over. So we got to get that stuff shipped over. We got to unpack it. We got to do all that kind of, they going to unpack it. I ain't unpacking nothing. But you know what I'm talking about? Like, we got to do all of that kind of stuff. And it's just like, the thing of moving. And, we've moved a lot, but, never have we moved across the country. My wife and I, when we first got married, we moved from Georgia to Jackson, but that was like a U-Haul truck and a 6-hour drive. But now it's like, pods, like tractor trailers, stuff. And then it's like, driving it, or they're driving it across the country in order to get here. So there's a lot to go into that. But nevertheless, y'all got me and I'm here. So, we've been having this conversation about purity culture. And, I think last week I was just kind of answering some questions for what people had about the whole idea of purity and, why purity is important. And like some people want to know, like, okay, well, are you saying purity is not important? That's not what I'm saying at all. I think, let me say this. So I believe that there are some things that we definitely need to change. Okay. And I know that we're in a progressive culture. We're in a progressive culture. The church is seeking to be progressive. Government is seeking to be progressive. Everything is trying to be progressive. Companies are trying to be progressive, all these different things. I think the thing that we have to sit down and we have to ask ourselves, and I want you to be very honest with me. I want you to be very, clear, just listening to what I'm saying. Before you conclude, before you judge it, just hear me out. The idea is before we seek to change everything, we have to ask ourselves the question, and that is, what does not need to be changed? Because there are just some things that just don't need to be changed. There are some things that I believe that God has already placed here, and they don't have to be changed. And you may say, well, that doesn't really make sense because it can always be changed and used for something else. Well, I mean, theoretically, that's correct. However, the purpose and intent of a thing is extremely important. For example, let's just say that I had a trash can, or let's just say I had a trash can lid. Okay. So the trash can lid is meant to do what? It's meant to be a lid to cover the what? The trash can. So I have a trash can lid. It's going to cover the trash can. But the problem is that if I take the trash can lid, and let's just say that I made a piece of filet mignon, I had a baked potato, I had some broccoli with Parmesan, and I cooked it in some bacon fat, and I had some duck fat, potato fries, and I had all that stuff. I just put it on. I mean, it looked good, smelled good, everything. And I put it on top of a trash can lid. I put it on a trash can lid, y'all. And, and I said, okay, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to also serve you the food on the trash can lid. You'd be like, no, pimp, I don't think I'm going to eat that. But why? Like, this is a prime cut of meat. Let's just say I gave you Japanese A5 Wagyu. If you know, you know. I gave you Japanese A5 Wagyu, and you're like, I'm not going to eat that. And I'm like, yo, you know how much that costs, yo? You're not going to eat it? Why? Because it's on a trash can lid. You didn't give it to me on a plate. You didn't give it to me on something that is purposely intended to be used for the food. Instead, I gave it to you on a trash can lid. Well, that's kind of what I'm talking about. The purpose of the trash can lid is to cover the trash. You can ultimately change or alter its purpose to meet your needs. But the problem is even changing and altering the purpose is not going to be effective in the long run. So that's why, I think we have to really sit down. We got to say, okay, there are a lot of things in this world that are changing. We got to ask ourselves the question, what is not supposed to change? What needs to stay the same? Because there are a lot of things that are changing, y'all. But we're gonna need some stuff to stay the same. And when I'm talking about purity culture, I'm not saying that we need to necessarily change too much of the message. I'm just saying that we have to alter the message, and we have to. We have to fine tune it so that it is not so much about rules and equations and systems. This idea that people are trying to figure out. Okay, what formula do I have to follow to find somebody? Or what formula do I have to follow to be in a relationship? What formula do I have to follow to be in a marriage? Or what formula do I have to follow to blah? Instead of saying that and giving people formulas and the 7 ways to find somebody and the 9 ways to do this, and, comparing the man to Adam and comparing the woman to the Proverbs 31 and comparing this. And if the man don't have this, then that. If the woman don't have this, then that. If this person don't have this, this quality, then they can't be with you, or this person don't have this quality, you should stay away from them. All those different things, man. A lot of that stuff is just it's detrimental. While we can say it is wisdom, it is also detrimental, because we also know that wisdom or information, wisdom that is given that is used at the wrong time is not going to be good. For instance, it's wisdom to go outside and wear a jacket, right? That's wisdom, but it ain't wisdom to go outside and wear a jacket when it's 115 degrees outside. Like that's not what we're going for here. So it's important that we take a step back and we ask ourselves the question, okay, we're giving people wisdom, but we also have to be cognizant of the fact that people who are receiving this quote unquote wisdom, they're not necessarily knowing what to do with it. They don't know how to utilize it. They don't know what to do with it. They're creating equations and formulas and all those things. And you may say the same way I do all the time. Well, that's their problem. They should know how to use it, but a lot of people just don't. So we have to be extremely cautious and careful in what we are teaching, how we are teaching, and all those different things. Because that's important. One second, yo. Hey, Jaird.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, man. You're actually coming straight through my podcast right now. To be honest, so right now I'm actually live right now. So you called me, and I'm on. To be honest, I'm talking about the purity culture.
Oh Lord!
So I don't know if you have like 5 minutes.
What did I walk into?
You really didn't. I mean, okay, you did. You kind of walked into something, but I was talking about the purity culture, and I was kind of doing the conclusion of it, and I was talking about this idea that, with the formulas, equations, what I'm talking about, like the 7 ways to find a man, or the 9 ways to find a woman, or, if this man don't have this, then that. If this woman don't have this, then don't be with her, and all that kind of stuff. Like how detrimental that is later on to some people, because they begin to use that as law and as Bible to either try to get into a relationship or try to stay in a relationship.
Yeah, it's really external. It's all of it is external, I feel, and it's horrible because if you're just looking at the external of somebody and trying to judge somebody and fit somebody, don't fit anybody into your box with 9 checks, like 9 what? Like either I'm this or I'm that, and if I don't do this, or I think somebody said at the Pinky Promise conference they gave their man a checklist.
Oh, I remember when that. I think you sent me a text. I remember that I was looking at the text like, what is he talking about?
Don't give no man no checklist.
Yeah.
Don't give no man no checklist.
Yeah. She said that. I was like, no. I think she's talking about her husband. I was like, no. I mean, and like inside, I was cringing, like, oh no, that ain't good.
Don't do that. I yelled out from the balcony, don't give no man no checklist.
Yeah, that ain't.
But it's just external. It's just all external. I mean, like, you look at who we really are, and you take off. I mean, of course, you want somebody to, look a certain way and be a certain way. When it comes to purity, like, man, purity, like this idea that we have on purity, again, it's external.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you can't be pure externally.
Yeah.
You're already pure internally.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody is pure internally. So it's just, again, you try to check somebody off, like you got to fit this, all this. I mean, yeah, if you want them to look a certain way, you got right. Your preferences in the mate, yeah. But I don't know. That's for me. It's a slippery slope.
Well, this is why I think that it's extremely important for people to start. I mean, okay, if you're single out there, you're listening. Even if you're married, and if you have not done this, that's what I think is extremely important for people to start going to therapy, or at least try to walk towards it. Because I think what happens is we have a lot of undealt with trauma and a lot of ideas that we just don't verbalize outside, and a lot of our background, a lot of that stuff, it is pushing us to try to find this person, but we don't realize the person we're trying to find is really based on the trauma that we've experienced, not on the person we really want, which is why I'm very excited about one of my sponsors, BetterHelp. They whatever in your life is preventing you from achieving your goals, whatever interferes with your happiness, I want you all to right now to check out betterhelp.com/TBH. Again, betterhelp.com/TBH. Connect in a safe and private online environment. It's very convenient. You can start communicating with someone in less than 48 hours. This isn't a crisis line, y'all. It's self-help. It is professional counseling done securely online. You can send a message to a counselor at any time. And, you can do all this without having to sit in some uncomfortable waiting room. They have licensed professional counselors who are specialized in depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, sleeping, trauma, anger, family conflicts, LGBT matters, grief, self-esteem. Y'all, guys, you can you're like, well, I can't afford it. They even have financial aid available. Anything you share is confidential, convenient, professional, affordable, and they even have testimonials that are online. So I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/TBH. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that is BetterHelp, HELP, BetterHelp, HELP.com/TBH. TBH, Tom, Barry, Hank, TBH. But yeah, Jay, that's why all that. That's why I feel like certain people just need to go to therapy. I feel like they need to either go to therapy and go talk to somebody who's real. I'm not talking about going to talk to these spooky religious folks. I'm talking about somebody going to talk to somebody who's real and going to look at it and going to give them like that, that real, be like, no. Everything you're talking about is off base because you don't live in reality. Like you want this perfect man to show up at your door. And then if he doesn't come dressed in the cloak of what you want, it's crazy, bro. So tell me why, bro, tell me why. One of my homies, he just said, so he's doing like an online dating right now. Right. And he's trying to find somebody. And he said that his major hang up now is, he said, a lot of the girls who are on like the online dating site, they're saying that they won't even entertain a conversation if the man is not vaccinated.
Oh, dang. Dang. Oh, my goodness. Oof.
Is that crazy?
Wow.
I mean, wow. That's their preference, but
this thing is really taking root, man, and growing its tendrils.
Oh yeah. This whole, how the media has like framed this narrative between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. It's like it's gonna be a fight. It's gonna be a war, without a doubt.
Oh my goodness!
Without a doubt. Oh yeah, without a doubt.
She could miss out. She gonna miss out on both.
Yeah.
She gonna miss out on the man of her dreams.
Yeah. Because this man of her dreams gonna have to be vaccinated. And then here's the craziest thing. So he said this to me, which, I was like, I get it. But he said, I don't want to be, he said, I look at them and I don't necessarily want to be with them because they are vaccinated. He's like, because I don't want that, they're allowing an experimental drug inside of their system. And he said, my desire is to have a family one day. So I'm afraid that because they've done that, if she has infertility issues, if she, miscarriages, all that kind of stuff, I'm afraid, because he doesn't know the long-term effects of what she's taking in her body. So he's like, you know what? I don't mind not talking to them because I don't necessarily want them. That's what he said to me.
Flipped it on her. Flip mode squad.
Hey, bro, I was like, oh, snap.
Flipped it on them real quick.
But crazy, right, though?
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man. You can always feel somebody like look at you down their nose when you say you're not vaccinated, or like horrible, man.
Yeah, like yeah. People ask me all the time, like, "Are you vaccinated?" I'm like, "Dude, I identify as vaccinated." Like, come on.
Identify as vaccinated.
Identify as vaccinated. No, I'm serious. I identify as vaccinated. Look, people can identify as however they want to. People identify however they want to, right? Like that's how I identify.
Identify as vaccinated.
Why can I not identify as vaccinated? I don't understand how people laugh at that. I think that's completely rational in our rational world today. It's rational.
In this day, in this culture, it
is rational.
It sure is.
It is rational. I don't understand why anybody would get upset with that. I mean,
Yo, did you hear about the girl who lost? I mean, the man that's the girl now who identifies as a woman now.
The transgender athlete who lost.
The one that's competing in the Olympics?
He can get the weight up. Yeah.
He lost.
Three, but I think it was like 3 attempts. Couldn't get the weight up.
When I first heard that, I was like, no way. Ain't no way.
Man, I was looking at the comments and I was like, yo, these comments are brutal. The comments were like, so you lost as a man, then you became a woman, and then you lost as a woman. It was like, so what you gonna do now? You're gonna identify as a child and go to the Child Olympics. I was like, yo, y'all cats. Like the internet has created a place where like people who never got punched in the mouth for saying stuff, out of the side of their face, just say whatever they want. I mean, I did laugh a little bit, but I was like, dang. But yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
I did laugh a little bit.
I did laugh a little bit. Because I mean, it's true, but I was like, dang. I was like, whoa, y'all taking this. But I did when I saw the headline. But hold on, I forget which newspaper it was. They was Major Petty. They were like, I forget the headline. It was Major Petty. It was the headline said transgender athlete can't get it up. And I was like, yo, that's so petty. That's petty. That's petty. It was like transgender athlete can't get it up. Loses in Olympics. And I was like, oh.
That had to be the New York Post.
I don't know. I can't remember one. I can't.
Only they will write some trash like that's trash.
I don't remember which one it was, but I know it was super petty. And that was when I was like, I remember my mouth dropped like, dang. I was like, yo, this is horrible.
Oh my goodness.
But I did see that. You lost.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to use it. I'm identifying as vaccinated. So
identify as vaccinated. When I walk into a place, they say, "Are you vaccinated?" I say, "Identify as vaccinated." And they say, "Well,
what do you think about it?
Do you have proof?" And I'm like, "Hold up, the same way if I."
What'd you say when he told you that? When he told you that she wouldn't date him because he's not vaccinated?
Well, do you mind if I was single and I was in his position?
No, I said, what did you tell him?
Oh, what did I tell him? I did I tell him anything? I think I just kind of listened to him. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, dang, no, I said, dang, bro. I said, so what do you think about it? And then that's when he hit me with the part of, he's like, I honestly don't want to be with them anyway. He said, because, if they are, then they have the potential, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, but I'm glad I'm not in the dating pool. I'm not in the dating world right now. People like that kind of doing what they want to do. But I also believe, I think one thing we did talk about was this, and I said that everybody should have their free right to do whatever they want to do with their body. I did have somebody who tried to argue with me about the whole thing, like, they should be mandated. And I was like, well, if you're gonna mandate vaccinations, I believe you should also end abortions. And they're like, no, because that's the woman's choice of her body. And then I was like,
well, what about my choice of my body?
That's what I said. What about my choice of my body? And it was like, well, you don't understand. It was like, because when you get sick, it affects somebody else. I was like, when you commit an abortion, you're killing a baby. You're killing a life. But but because we have dehumanization, which that can be a whole nother podcast. Dehumanization is the theory, the concept of when you dehumanize a person, when you strip away all of their humanistic qualities, then in our humanistic mind, we lower the value of the person. It makes it easier to kill them. So like murderers, serial killers, stuff like that, they use dehumanization. So when they rape you, kill you, all that kind of stuff, it's like, well, they were low. They weren't really human. So when white people, enslaved black folk, when Africans, enslaved our own kind, and Europeans, all that kind of stuff, in order for you to enslave somebody, you have to dehumanize them. They're not good enough. They're not enough, not worth enough. Boom. So
3/5 a person.
Exactly. So because now the media is using dehumanization. I mean, the president of the United States of America said that people who are not vaccinated are stupid. This is coming from a man who
What'd you
probably
say?
has
The what?
dementia.
The president what?
Joe Biden. You didn't know that?
What'd you say? The president what? I didn't hear you.
Yeah, Uncle Joe. He said that he was asked a question about people who weren't something about vaccinations, and he said people who aren't vaccinated are stupid. Or he said y'all aren't as smart as y'all aren't as smart as what you think you are.
Oh wow, that's basically saying you're not smart.
I was like, what's coming from a man who got dementia? You can't even finish a whole sentence. So I think we want to hold that back. Just roll that back, pimp. You know what I mean? But yeah, man.
It's so crazy. Like, don't y'all have something better to focus your efforts on? Don't you have better agendas than like trying to get everybody vaccinated? Like, you got a whole world. I mean, like, don't you got anything better to talk about and to focus on than this?
It's crazy.
Coronavirus crap.
It's crazy. I mean, yeah, because you know what? Heart disease is still the number one killer of humans. We ain't doing nothing about that. Cancer is still around, but we not giving away free what is it? Radiology. Like, you know,
yeah,
we got, I mean, you know, diabetes is still around. They not handing out free insulin. I mean,
is this what you want your presidential legacy to be around? That you got
world crazy.
You got the whole United States vaccinated. Congratulations!
Is crazy.
Congratulations. What else?
Yeah. Like, well, now everybody vaccinated. Okay, good. I mean, you know, I just look. You know, let everybody make their choice.
You going to get the vaccine?
Who?
You.
Who? What? If you, I already told you how I identify.
Wait, did you hear about the pastor? I forget, it was the pastor that made the video and was like, "Yo, if you're wearing a mask, don't come to my church."
Yes, yeah, don't come to my church. Now, I think that's on the other side of the extreme. That is wrong. A person wants to feel comfortable.
I don't want y'all sitting in my church.
Yeah, I don't rock with that, because if a person wants to feel comfortable, if it makes you more comfortable to be in our church and have on a mask, by all means wear it. Because that is your prerogative. Mm-hmm. That is your body. That's the same way if you want to come into church and you want to wear sunglasses, you know, wear them. Unless it is a rule or mandated that says you can't. The same way, you know, is respectful when you enter certain places, you take off your sunglasses, you take off your hat. Reason why I don't mind wearing a mask in the airport or wherever they mandate it, it's the same way. Like when I'm coming back into the country, I can't just walk through there with a hat on and sunglasses. They make me take it off. Because it becomes a security hazard. The same way that if they mandate it, you know what? I'll respect the mandate to a certain point. Now there's a certain point I'm gonna say, no, I'm not doing that. And then you have to do whatever you got to do. But hopefully we don't ever get to that point, because you know.
No, bro. It's been crazy times.
Well, 2022 is coming soon, and hopefully we can do something.
2022 hold?
You said what?
Bishop?
You said what?
2022 hold for the bishop.
Well, who the bishop? 2022 don't hold nothing for me. It don't hold nothing for me. I'll be on the sideline.
You running for office in 2022 or what?
No. Ain't there yet.
Just checking. Just give it a little heat check. So
ain't even there yet. Ain't even close.
I'll say you got a good platform.
No. No.
He's thinking about it, yo. He's thinking about it right now. He's like, man, you know what?
I mean, you know, I'm in Cali now, so you know.
I know.
Running now would be
I
amazing.
know. You ain't coming back, are you?
Oh no. Ain't
no way.
Man, every day I wake up, I feel like I'm in paradise.
Yo.
Bro,
How is it?
Bro, I woke up this morning, 7:00 in the morning. I've been waking up at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, right? So I finally just get up out of the bed. You know, I'm probably up out of the bed, 4:30, 5 o'clock. So like 6:30, it was like 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning. And my wife and I, we were outside working out. Like beautiful weather. You know, we've been talking to some locals and they're like, yeah, it's like, it could be hot during the day. It was like, but around 5 o'clock, the temperature drops to like 50 degrees. You need like a light coat at night or something like that. But they were like, they said, you're going to get to the point where you just stop checking the weather. Cause that every day it's going to be nice and sunny.
Mm-mm.
And they said, when it rains, it's like enjoyable. It's like, it's not like, like it could be dreaded. It's like, no, it's not like, it's not gonna be like rain and cold. It's just like, it's just good. It's just like, oh, it rained today. Good. We needed something. That's it. I'm legit serious, man. Cause we love being Hawaii.
And y'all thought Atlanta was nice.
Yeah, we did.
Y'all thought Atlanta had good weather.
Yeah. But Cali is amazing. But bro, I'm gonna get back. I'm about to get my hair braided.
That's what's up, man.
Yep.
Don't be careful of them new barbers out there.
I know. I'm gonna try one today. So
God bless you.
Good
luck.
I'll send you a pic afterwards, man. I love you.
Love you, bro. Talk to you later, man.
All right. Bye. Everybody, for To Be Honest, y'all, I'm so excited and I am thankful for y'all always joining me, kicking it with me. Don't forget to share this with a family or a friend. If you could, just share it with like 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people that just send it to them. If they don't listen to them, that's completely fine, y'all. But, but just help a brother out, get the word out as much as you possibly can. Do not forget, you can always check out the episodes also on my YouTube channel, Cornelius, Lindsey, man. Y'all know I love y'all, To Be Honest. I got some dope people who I reached out to ask to be on the show with me. We're going to be talking about a lot of things, talking more about mask mandates and vaccines, a lot of stuff. It's going to be really good. Talking about politics, government, all that kind of stuff that I really love. And I want to talk about, I think that's near and dear to my heart. I got some people I reached out, talked about food, things you need to be eating with health and nutrition. So it's going to be amazing, but I love y'all so much. Don't forget again, subscribe, share, all that kind of stuff. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Peace in the Middle East. Introduces. I'm out.